This lesson is focusing on area. The mathematical term area can be defined as the amount of two-dimensional space taken up by an object. One way to find the area of a shape can be done by placing the shape over a grid and counting the number of squares that the shape covers. For example, using a grid, we have 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So inside we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So our area would be 4 centimeters squared. And I'll explain this unit later. So that gives you a good idea of what area is, but how do we calculate area mathematically? Well, there's some formulas that we can use to find the area of different shapes. And in this video, we're going to learn the formula for squares, rectangles, and triangles. To find the area for any square or rectangle, all we have to do is multiply its two side dimensions together. So this side is generally called the length, and this side over here is generally called the width. So the formula looks something like this. But often, it is written with just the first letters of each word as an abbreviation. So we rewrite the formula as a capital A, which is very important. Capital A is equal to lowercase l times lowercase w. So now our length is 7 and our width is 2. And we get the area is equal to 14 because 7 times 2 is 14. But what about centimeter times centimeter? Centimeters times centimeter gives us square centimeters, which is also written with an index of 2. So we say this as 14 centimeters squared. So now that you know how to find the area of any square or rectangle using this formula, so let's highlight that. So that's our formula. We're going to learn the formula for finding the area of a triangle. But to do that, we are going to start with a rectangle again. So we're going to use this example here. So here we have a rectangle 3 centimeters by 4 centimeters. So if we were to find our area, A is equal to L times W, which is equal to 4 times 3, which is equal to 12 centimeters squared. But now if we cut this rectangle exactly in half along the diagonal line from opposite corners, we get 2 triangles. And because each of these triangles is exactly half of the rectangle, that means that the area of either triangle must be half of the area of the rectangle. So we just calculated that the area of the rectangle is 12 centimeters squared. So the area of this triangle up here must be 6 centimeters squared, and the area of this triangle must be 6 centimeters squared, because 6 plus 6 would give us the total of our rectangle's area. So the formula for area of a triangle should be half of the rectangle. So we can write this as area of a triangle is equal to half times the length times the width. A lot of the time you will see this formula with 2 different names for the triangle's dimensions. So instead of using length and width, you're going to see base and height. And I'm going to show you that in the next example. So let's rewrite this. Area of a triangle is equal to half base times height. We're going to highlight that. Okay, so here we have a triangle, and we have the base of the triangle as 6 centimeters, and we have a height of our triangle which is 2 centimeters. So let's do this example. So we write out our formula. Area is equal to, make sure it's a capital A, half times the base times the height, both lowercase. Now all we have to do is sub in our numbers. Half times the base, which is 6, times our height of 2 centimeters, which is equal to half times 12, which is equal to 6. And don't forget your units. So in this case, we've got centimeters, and centimeters times centimeters is centimeters squared. So during this video, you have learnt 2 formulas that you can use for a square and a rectangle, which is area equals length times width, and the area for a triangle, which is area equals half times base times height. As you can see, there are different ways to represent each formula, as we could see in this example with the triangle. So as an extension, can you think of another way to write the formula for the area of a square? Thank you for watching. The next video will be on finding the volume.